Hello, Miss Revy. Oh, hi, Mr. Welcome back to another video. Today's vlog is all about recovery from my C-section. This time a week ago, oh, that's one of the babies. This time a week ago, I was in theatre about to meet our beautiful newborn twins, Revy and Rue, for the first time. So I thought it was only fitting that a week later we catch up and I tell you how recovery's going, plus share my tips and tricks for what I've learned so far and just have a general catch up. I've got one twin currently feeding on me and the other twin, you can hear in the background, isn't settling very well. I did have them both on me, so I might have to go back to that and then check in with you in a little bit. Meanwhile, while all this has been going on, Dave has been a saint and he's been getting dinner ready for us. Dinner tonight is a mixture of food that we've been kindly given by friends and family, prepared meals. Isn't it, Davey? Here he is. Oh, it gets stressful, doesn't it, when they cry at the same time? Yeah, with my C-section, my movement's a little bit more limited. I can't pick them both. I mean, I do pick them both up. I don't think I'm really supposed to pick them both up at the same time. The advice with like a C-section is not to lift anything heavier than your baby. I have two babies. One is heavier than the other. But when you're a twin mum and they're both crying, and if you're the only one there, like instinctively, you just pick them up and comfort them, and that's just what you do. It's now 1:30 Saturday morning. We've just had our first official feed for the day. Revy is getting burped and then we're going to head off to bed. I am so tired. This is probably one of the most difficult things about having a cesarean, or I guess it would be the same if you delivered vaginally as well, is just how tired you are but how busy you are, so you don't have a chance to rest. Do you, Davey?
Never.
Actually, that's it. The clock starts for us. So one of the big questions I get asked is, why do we wake the twins? It's because Dave and I have chosen to adhere to a schedule. Schedules aren't for everyone, and we're not saying that you should do what we do. We're just testing this out because this is what has been working well for us. With the two babies, we don't want to have one baby doing one thing and the other baby doing another thing, because we would just never get a chance to rest. So for us, we keep a schedule. If one baby's awake, the other baby wakes up, or if they're not awake, but it's time for a feed for us to keep going, then that's what we do. Would you say that's been working pretty good so far?
Yeah. If you're going to spend an hour on feed, change burp for one baby, and then do the next one, then you lose all time. You've got to do them both at once.
Yes.
Otherwise, yeah, we've got some.
I mean, we're tired and we've been, oh yeah, change her. If we don't do that, then we don't get a rest. So right now it's just past 1:30. Dave's going to change Revy. We'll put her down. I'm going to do a quick blitz of the kitchen, get the bottles sterilised and everything, because our next wake up is 5 a.m. unless the twins decide otherwise. This time of night can be a little bit dicey because sometimes they like to cluster feed, and if they cluster feed, it could be one or both twins. But if that's the case, then I stay up and do that and Dave gets some rest, because it doesn't make sense us both just being up for no reason. It's good that at least one of us gets a rest so that in the morning Dave can take charge and then I can have a rest. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing right now. It's just past 2 a.m. Dave's in bed. Rue is in the bedroom as well in his bassinet. But Miss Revy was crying. Out of our two babies, Revy is the one who doesn't really cry unless something is like wrong. She is pretty chilled out, so she'll only cry if she's hungry, if her nappy needs changed, if she needs to burp. Something that's like quite obvious. She doesn't just cry for the sake of crying. Whereas Rue, he sometimes, I mean, something will be wrong, but sometimes he just cries because he just wants to be picked up and held. Whereas Revy's are pretty independent and can kind of self-soothe and fall asleep. So she's first up tonight for a cluster feed, which a cluster feed, if you don't know what it is basically when the babies just feed for a long period of time. It could be an hour non-stop, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. My longest cluster feed session, this is across both babies, started at 10:30 and I went to bed at 7. It's now 3 a.m. and I have another little baby with me, Rue. I just got Revy down, so she's sleeping hopefully. And now this guy, when I went in, I could hear him fussing about, making the same noises. I think he's asleep. I think we've knocked him out. So I'm gonna put him down really quickly before he wakes up and also head to bed myself. Just look. I just got into bed. It's 4 a.m. now. Revy started to cry, and as I said, she doesn't normally cry unless something's wrong. So I don't know, maybe she just wants to be cuddled tonight. Maybe tonight's just a cuddle tonight. But they are waking up in an hour anyway to start on their sleep schedule, so it's not ideal. My stomach is actually starting to hurt. I'm getting closer to my pain relief time, but normally I'm asleep in bed, so I kind of like sleep through and don't feel this part of the night. So anyway, Rev, we're just gonna hang out, aren't we? It's 20 to 5, Revy has fallen asleep. And the good news is that now I can take some pain relief. I feel like I should say this as well because it annoys me. The shirt that I'm wearing, the sleep shirt, the sleep dress, is from Kmart. It was like $7 and I bought it to wear at the hospital because it's super soft, but it's also so ugly, but it's really comfy. So anyway, just ignore the shirt that I'm wearing. It's not the prettiest at all. I have pain here in my uterus. Like, I still look pretty pregnant. It's shrunk down a lot, but whenever I am breastfeeding, my uterus contracts afterwards most times. Sometimes it's not very intense, other times it's really intense, and that is really uncomfortable with the pain from my C-section. As long as I stay on top of the pain medicine, I don't really feel it, but anyway. This is my little setup with all of my drugs. Over here, these are supplements from my naturopath, which I only got yesterday, have not started taking them yet, so I'm going to tackle them later today. And these are to support milk supply, recovery, all that kind of stuff. And then these ones here are from my obstetrician, so that's like pain relief. I have an injection here to prevent blood clotting, which Dave does once a day. And I have this little chart because I'm really bad at remembering that I have taken things, and I also have to take things at different times throughout the day. So I have my injection at midday. I have to take like a fiber drink just to keep my bowels active. That's something that can become sluggish after a C-section. I definitely experienced that, but no longer do because I'm staying on top of it. I have an antihistamine because I've got a skin rash and itching. My hormones have surged again. It's just something that's a side effect of pregnancy and pregnancy with multiples for me. So anyway, I am here. This is tramadol. So I've got Voltaren, which is an anti-inflammatory, tramadol for pain relief, and Panadol for pain relief. So I am here right now, 4:40 a.m., 2 tramadol pills. It's 6:15. We're all up. We've got Mr. Rue, Miss Revy. Dave's in the kitchen doing all of the work. Oh, I've woken up and I'm in a bit of pain, quite a bit of pain. I actually haven't felt like this uncomfortable in a long time. I'm hoping it's just my medication that I need to take. How are we going over here?
Getting there.
Slow and steady.
And the bars on that will be great to you.
Dave's finishing up Revy. Revy's gone down. I'm just gonna have one of these. These are my overnight oats. I shared the recipe for these on my Instagram page, so go there and check it out. It's saved in my highlights. There is some lactation support ingredients in here just to help to support my milk supply. And I'm gonna do a quick pump before I go back to bed and join Dave. I cannot wait. They do get really hungry, so it's really handy having meals prepared in advance that I have in the fridge, especially like while you're also recovering from major surgery. Just makes it really handy. When I woke up this morning, I was in quite a bit of pain. That actually hasn't happened very often. That was my first time feeling that kind of level of discomfort since Monday. So I've taken the Panadol, which has helped immensely. So important to stay on top of your pain medication. That's probably my #1 piece of advice. Another thing that I'm trying to do is drink tons of water to stay hydrated. Water also helps with those contractions as well, just to make them a bit more bearable. And rest. Stomach is less sore than what it was this morning. It's like, it's not as tender, but I'm probably due for some pain meds, eh?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. That's why it's really important to get up, even if you can't get up. But if you've got like a partner or someone who's helping you after surgery with getting up, it's quite important to get up and make sure you take your pain meds, because if I don't take them, then things could escalate to where they were last night, which is quite bad. I'm back in the kitchen to do my next pain meds. Dave is just getting set to do my injection. So I was just here sorting out all of the, I said last night, these are all the naturopath medicine supplements that my naturopath has put together for me. And today I'm starting to take them. So I'm just having a look here. She sends like a prescription with like the instructions on when to take what. But for the first couple of days, it always feels a little bit overwhelming because there's so many things. I also have one of these dreaded tonics. We did tonics now when we were trying to conceive, didn't we?
Sure did.
Dave here has the injection, he's been giving it to me every day.
I need my scrubs back.
You do need your scrubs back.
Yeah.
How do you find injecting? Like, is it all right, or?
It's a bit, like, I shouldn't be injecting you or something for the first couple of days, but now I'm fine.
Now you're fine.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
do
really good.
such a good job of it as well.
Well,
It doesn't
I try.
hurt.
I try.
It just freaks me out, so I don't. It just freaks me out, so I don't look at it. Anyway, I'll just open up my really attractive robe. Done. Cool.
Into the sharps bin.
Dave's gonna head out and pick up some mail from our PO box, and then the 20s are down for a nap. We're gonna try to fit in a shower each.
Yep.
And get ready to feed them again, get them down.
Yep.
And this time, instead of putting them down in their cots, we want to put them down in the capsules, is that right?
Yes.
So they have a sleep in the capsules.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go for a little family event. Well, we're gonna try it, aren't we? We'll see how far we get.
There we go. I might not make it out the front door, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Tonic time. Oh my god. That is like taking like an alcoholic shot. Oh no, that's awful. Dave and I are showered. What a win.
Oh my gosh. Great.
Feeling so fresh, right?
Yeah. We're gonna try and go for real coffee somewhere.
A little family outing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go for a coffee. We're gonna go to a cafe. I haven't left the house in forever. Dave has been amazing in like running errands and getting things we need, so he's popped out. Is it weird leaving the house without anyone?
Yeah, it's like I'm not a dad anymore.
Oh, that's not
Then I
true.
come home and I'm like, hey fam.
I know.
Hey family.
I kind of can't believe I'm outside of the house. I actually haven't even, well, I stepped outside to see Charlie the other day.
Oh, right.
Charlie came over to visit us. He's staying with my parents at the moment, but yeah, that's so bad, isn't it? I just haven't been outside. It's just been such a blur.
It has been a blur.
It's been such a blur.
Yeah.
But the first time I was in the car was after delivery, and I had like some sensitivity in my stomach. You might have remembered if you saw that vlog, I was able to get some tramadol before I got in the car, which I was really glad that I asked for. So if you are leaving hospital after having a C-section, make sure that you're as topped up on your pain medicine as you possibly can. Just makes the car ride a bit more comfortable. But other than that, it's fine. You tend to go pretty slow, don't you? Because you got little
creatures.
bubbas in the
Little
back.
monsters.
Are we sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
have 2 little sleepers.
Oh, it's so good because the rocking of the car should put them to sleep. So I talked to my midwife and I said, when can I start like walking and stuff? I honestly don't feel like walking. Exercise is the last thing that I feel like doing at all. But it will be nice to go for family walks, like a very slow stroll in the coming weeks. But she said it was too soon for me to go for a walk, but just kind of like wandering into a cafe to get a coffee is fine.
Right.
And it lets us just kind of test the waters, eh?
Yeah, this is a trial run. We have to turn back, we have to turn back. No
Yeah, exactly. If it all falls to custard, we're like 5 minutes away from home, so we'll just like get home, abort mission.
First mom cough.
First mom cough.